Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Erie, July 18th, during our summer light service presentation. I want to thank Michele Paich for being co-coordinator on this and doing some spectacular graphics, which you will see later in a minute, and Liz Jean for agreeing to, as well as Michele, for agreeing to be facilitators during our listening sessions. We sometimes try something different during summer light services, and this is something a little different. It's a listening and reflecting session based on an adaptation of a format developed by Reverend Barbara Hamilton Holway. Today, only the first part of this service will be posted on YouTube. We are recording, but only the first part will go on YouTube. Only up through the reading of the short story. Anything that is said in the listening and reflecting session will not go onto YouTube. We'll treat those as a small group ministry, a covenant group, and everything that is said is private and not to be repeated. I want to thank Clyde again for being our faithful screen share usher, and Annette Krusevitz for being our gatekeeper who lets people in from the waiting room. And we'll tell you we have a special treat coming up right now, which is a video entry into the sanctuary that was recorded by Michele and her daughter, Danae. I think we can go with that now, Clyde. And wasn't that lovely? In the spirit of the continuing of the singing bowl, please unmute yourselves and we will ring our bells. And please, after the ringing of the bells, remember to remute ourselves, because we don't want to interfere with the welcome song that will be sung by Brian Head. And after Brian has welcomed us with his guitar and his beautiful vocal, Michele will speak the opening words. So with the sound of bells, we're all unmuted. We're all unmuted. We're not all unmuted yet. We don't have a usher today, so I'm looking at all the muted people and saying, please unmute so we can make a really loud bell ringing. Very nice. Thank you all. And now we can remute. We can remute. We can hit our mute buttons. And Brian will sing, except for Brian, he won't hit his mute button. Brian will unmute himself and sing the welcome song.
Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you.
Now for our opening words. These are from Tanya Markle. May we raise the bar for how we live our lives. May we ridiculously increase the amount of peace, play, creativity, beauty, love, and joy in everything we do. May we all sip from the wisdom of our suffering and awaken with the courage to share our stories that can heal our inner and outer worlds. And now it's time for our chalice lighting. If you have a candle or a chalice at home, I invite you to light that while I say these words by Laura Thompson. And this is the quote that was on the video that you saw earlier from the sanctuary. Across the distance, the light from within me shines, sending love to all. Across the distance, your light is fuel that warms me and helps me to keep my own light burning. Together, we keep the flame of community burning bright. And now Liz Yond will share our covenants.
Our universal covenant. We are Unitarian, Universalists, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands. We care for the earth and each other. And our bond of union, adopted in 1898. We unite ourselves together for the study and practice of morality and religion, as interpreted by the growing thought and noblest lives of humanity, believing that we may thereby prove helpful one to another and promote the cause of truth, righteousness, and love in the world. And now Michele will have some offering words for us.
You see on the screen there for the offering. If you have a donation, you can mail it directly to the church. There is a way to donate online. And please remember, if you're mailing in a check, make the check payable to the UUCE, but please put on the memo line whether that is towards your pledge or if it is an additional monetary gift to the church, or if it is going towards maybe the Erie Bell Fund or the food pantry. Just go ahead and write that in the memo line. And now I'm going to give it back to Dixie. Dixie?
Thank you, Michele and Liz and Brian. Now, I've been sitting here debating. We have 27 people in the room. I have seen at Meadville 30 people in a listening and reflecting session. So I think we will try to all stay in one big group in the main room. I see Liz kind of wondering because we had a big discussion about this yesterday, and I'm thinking we have 50 minutes. So everybody will have at least 1 minute to talk and respond. But how this works is I'm going to read a brief story, which we can hope we can relate to our own lives and experiences. And then we'll take turns, and each person, if they want to, or not, if they don't want to, give their response to that story. It may be something from their own life, should be a personal feeling or and personal thought. This is not discussion, it's just a chance to hear each other and sit and listen to each other and think about what each other has said. We leave a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, after each speaker has said something to absorb what they have communicated. And if enough time remains, we could have a second round of reflections. There's no obligation to speak, and I'll stop recording after I've read the story. The opportunity to speak one at a time, not in discussion or debate, but with the respectful attention of others, is a rare gift. Because our time together is sacred, we ask that you keep whatever is expressed in this session private and not repeated outside. We attend with the understanding that these very private thoughts and feelings will not be shared outside of this small group. So, all right, the story. A flick of the switch floods the kitchen with light. A slight twist of the handle and water flows from the tap into the kettle. Set the kettle on the stove, turn the knob, and in 3 minutes I can pour a cup of tea. Toss the contents of the laundry basket into the washer, add detergent, close the lid, and push buttons. Later this afternoon, the dryer will finish the job. Out the door and into the car. Turn the key. Travel to work in temperature-controlled comfort. What would great-grandmother think if she were here today? So whoever would like to speak, unmute yourself. If more than one person unmutes, we'll sort that out and pick somebody to speak. I know that I remember just my grandmother doing laundry with a Wringer washing machine on the back porch and hanging the clothes on the line. And it was both work and fun because it was there with family.